Hey guys, back with another devlog. Store page. Here we are. We got the store page up. It's pretty sick. Trailer took some time to make. As you guys know, I'm not an editing wizard by any means, so it's a little rough. But I think it's definitely not the worst trailer. I've seen some bad trailers on Steam looking at indie games, so it's definitely not the worst. But I do think I could definitely make a better one in the future, especially when there's a lot more to show. It's just kind of hard to make a interesting trailer at this point in the game. But once I get the networking done, once I add some more maps in, add some more farming, add more features to the game, I think, before release, I think a really nice trailer would be nice. So, but it's a really good spot. In a really good spot. We got the graphics don't look too bad. We have some basic overview of the game here with some nice pictures to kind of help guide it along. I did some testing on a couple other computers, and I found that a laptop without a graphics card was just not, it ain't gonna happen, unfortunately. Or at least that laptop, I think only had 4 gigs of RAM. And like no VRAM, and so I think with integrated graphics it typically uses RAM as VRAM, and so a combination of having to use about a gigabyte of VRAM, give or take, and then about like 2 gigs of RAM just to run the game. I think that might have been a huge part of it. I don't know for sure, but the really crappy computer ran it just fine. So that's good and bad news. I was hoping a laptop at least could run it. Maybe I'll do. I'm gonna keep optimizing it before I release it. It's at a good spot overall optimized, but there are definitely some small things that I could do to kind of help the lower end machines, and that'll be something I do. But anyways, so here's the store page. Looks pretty good. I've gotten a few wish lists already. Not a crazy amount by any means, but it is nice to see that people are seeing the page, and that a percentage of people who do view the page find it interesting and do wish list it. So here we're in the game. I spent some time in game working on the collisions. Typically always find a random thing to redo, and collisions was the random thing I decided to redo. And so now things like this, before I couldn't jump onto them, now I can jump on and walk on them, no problem. There's a little bit of clipping, and I'm still working into that, but the clipping isn't like terrible. You kind of have to like try to clip into it. But so there's that, and really the whole reason I reworked it was so I can the roof. Before the roof, you can just shoot straight through the roof, and it wasn't like that weird, but it became a very big problem when it came to you can just kind of also jump through the roof. So here, let me go to the main map here. I can show you kind of what I'm talking about. But this is from me just testing and putting in the hitboxes for the roof. But so like now when I jump here, it doesn't allow my head to go through the top of it. I can kind of jump sideways through it. Still not perfect, but it's a huge step in the right direction. And then these stone buildings, I haven't really edited anything, so these you can just, this is what it used to do. Before you can just, like, I can just jump up here and just jump straight through the roof, which is not what you really want. So fixing that, I added eating and healing. Let's see here. So we got some food. It eats and plays little sound effects. Hopefully you can hear that. And then healing does the same. I'm full health and energy, so it doesn't really, not necessary to eat or drink, so it doesn't consume it. But yeah. Added healing, eating, working on the hitboxes. I fixed a lot of random glitches, like couldn't start the beginner quest line when you created a new character, but now no issue there. Working a lot on these the the GUIs to try to make them a little better. This warehouse GUI here has been a headache and a half for sure, just because it is really difficult to have like store a tractor, right, and then store a crate inside of that tractor, and then store all the items inside of each crate and in each tractor, and then make it where you could edit all of that and like through a bunch of different GUIs. It's like, you know, there's just like only so much room on the screen, and so I don't know, that's been a task. And then also here I can just pull up this is Rob, this is what he sells, and to the store page I added buying and selling from the same thing, so I could buy some iron ore and then sell it. I'm selling it from the warehouse, not the person. I need to make it where I think a good rule of thumb is if you have room in your inventory, goes to your inventory first, and if you sell anything, it'd be from your inventory first and then the warehouse. Same thing with like quests. If you're turning in a quest, I want it to grab from your inventory first, and then if you don't have it in inventory, I'll check the warehouse. I think that's how I'd like to do that. But anyway, so yeah, working on this GUI. It's not done because it's, when you first look at it, you don't really know what you're looking at. Like, you know, what do these numbers mean? Oh, you know, you buy a couple, you might notice, oh, it goes down, so that's probably how much is left. But it should be a little bit more obvious when you look at it for the first time. You shouldn't have to guess. But yeah, working on that, kind of tidying things up. I need to finish this new collision. The new collision is not perfect yet, so I need to kind of tidy that up, make sure it's good, implement it to the stone buildings, and then kind of tidy up these GUIs a little bit. And then I'm getting sick of working on the GUIs, so it wouldn't surprise me if I put that off for a little bit and just jump into networking. I want to get multiplayer put in. That way I can start like giving out copies for beta testing, because I feel like this would be a little bit more interesting if you can beta test and like actually test the networking stuff. So but yeah, that's where we're at. So hopefully this next video I have for you guys will be the networking, just kind of showing off some basic networking stuff, and also like the collision system will be done. Yeah, thank you for watching.